Welcome to Rex Arthur TV. This is the Rex Arthur Show where we discuss LGBTQ issues with an LGBTQ perspective and an LGBTQ approach and a humanistic approach in an LGBTQ plus planet where each and every one of us belongs in either of the 10 sexual letters in the sexual alphabet. LGBTQIAAP. And we are going on with the UDHR Universal Declaration of Human Rights Marathon, where we're going through each and every article and analyzing and looking at their problems and their benefits. And now we are at Article 14, that is the right to asylum. And it says, everyone has a right to seek and to enjoy in other countries asylum from persecution. This right may not be invoked in the case of prosecutions generally arising from non-political crimes or from acts contrary to the purposes and the principles of the United Nations. All right, so let's go to deeper discussion of this thing. And the right to asylum, you can see, no party shall expel, return, surrender or extradite a person to another state where there are substantial grounds for believing that he or she would be in danger of being subjected to enforced disappearance. For purposes of determining whether such grounds, the competent authority shall take into account all relative considerations, including where applicable the existence in the states concerned of a consistent pattern of gross, flagrant and mass violations of human rights. And every individual shall have a right to free association provided that he abides by the law, and subject to the obligation of solidarity, one may be compelled to join an association. Every individual shall have a right to assemble. Okay, this is mostly assembly. I don't know why that is being put there. But they have banned refoulement. Refoulement means return. Yes, and meaning you're not going to be forced to join an association. So a state should not expel a person to another state if there is danger that he could be subject to enforced disappearance. You know, there are some countries that tell you, oh, bring that man, we want to deal with him. Yes, he committed a crime. A state has a right to keep that person in their country, because if he goes, he may never come back again. He may be killed, because the state can misuse its power to incriminate him for a crime he did not commit. So generally what this means, when somebody commits a crime in your country and he's a citizen, if you don't arrest him and he leaves your country, his country, which is your country as a state, and goes to another country, you have no right to demand him back to be tried. Reason being, you had an opportunity to arrest this person when he was in the country. So now you cannot claim that when he has left the country, you now want to arrest him, because that one is dangerous. It means you have planned something for him, and it could be enforced disappearance, as this there's International Convention for Protections of All Persons from Enforced Disappearance states. Yes, there's some enforced disappearance, and this happens in very militarized countries, whereby if you are running away, they can use military law to bring you back. So this is right to asylum is also given to that person. And a state, when somebody seeks asylum, no state shall expel or return that person to another state if that person believes he'll be in danger. His life will be in danger when he's there. So we've already discussed the right of asylum properly in Article 13, how it can be used in countries like America, because in America, as long as you enter American soil, you can have a right to apply for asylum in America. So, of course, Mexico, the border between America and Mexico is in trouble because America does not want those Mexicans to enter. And I know the American immigration problem is very complex, but I have told you how I make it easy. I would make it easy. Build immigration centers at the border with high-tech technology, whereby everyone who wants to migrate to America should come with their Mexican passport. And then, secondly, America should have a dual citizenship system or a naturalization system, whereby you're a Mexican, but you live in America for 10 years and then you become an American citizen. So that's what I would have advocated for. Of course, there's the anchor baby system, whereby even if you're a Mexican and you get there, you get into America and you're pregnant, when the baby is born, the baby is American. So you can't leave America because you have an American citizen with you who has to live their life. So what's happening in America is very, very interesting, and it's very complicated, but it's simple to understand. You would not feel the white population is being threatened by the Hispanics, who are more in number and are increasing in number. They are more fertile. So because America will mostly be filled with Hispanics, and this is the same fear that is in America, is the same fear in European countries, that the Islamics, the Muslims, and this is why Brexit happened. Brexit happened because they want to control the populations coming into Britain. They want to control the numbers of people and to keep the minorities minorities and the majority majority. And very many European countries are tempted. They actually did it. EU has been having a refugee crisis because some countries are saying we don't want Muslims because our country will become Islamic. So to control them, they closed the borders. Look at what happened in Hungary, what happened in Austria, what happened in very many European countries. Many refugees were locked out because of the fact that those countries fear that these people will use the right of asylum to become citizens in our country. And we don't want that, because in the long run, our country will lose its European identity. But what people need to understand about human civilization, civilizations come and go. Yes, even the European civilization will disappear. Have you seen the ruins of ancient Egypt? They are there. It's a clear sign that that's a civilization that came and went. If you go to Syria, the Acropolis in Greek, all of these, the Roman architectural sites, they have disappeared. The people who built those great civilizations have gone. Dinosaurs came and left the planet. Already giraffes they came and they're leaving the planet. So every civilization, life forms, whenever you have life, it means you will disappear. Collective life. Even the sun will die one day because it had life. You see, everything that has life will disappear. So even communities, civilizations will die. The oldest African civilizations have disappeared, and they have remained. Very few of them have remained. Yes, genetically, the late genetic groups in Africa are the big groups right now. But the early genetic groups in Africa, the first one, A1, B, and C, they are very few in Africa, because there were very many in the past and then they disappeared. And now there are very few. That's what's happening. So you have to understand, every civilization has a lifespan. So the European civilization has a lifespan, the white civilization has a lifespan, the black civilization has a lifespan, the Asian civilization has a lifespan. So I don't know, I think it means the white we are waiting to see what's going to happen in 500 years to come. Whites will become a minority. Yes, it can be possible. But thankfully, there is IVF which is able to increase the population of a people. Yes, so I don't think the white population is going to disappear, because now we have asexual reproduction methods like IVF and stem cell reproduction. So the white population is here to stay. Let them not cheat you that they're disappearing. Like what is happening with Trump, the paranoia he has that whites are disappearing. They are not. They have IVF, they have stem cell reproduction. All of us have those genetic, asexual reproduction methods. So if you can balance your number. I like Finland. They're not even worried that there are 4 million. They know they can manage 4 million people very well. Everybody is living rich and well. They're happy. So if the number drops to 100,000, they will just go to the lab and IVF a few 100,000 women, and stem cell reproduction another 300,000 women, and you're done. The country will grow. So there is no cause to worry. The world is fine. White population should not worry that they are. So that's enough to Asylum. Please, if you want to seek asylum anywhere, you are free to seek asylum anywhere, because it is connected to the right to life and to the freedom of movement.